Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise to offer an amendment to the Veterans Access to Child Care Act, which will specifically include military sexual trauma counseling and care services in the definition of services eligible for child care at a VA center clinic. We ask our service members to risk their lives and their health on behalf of our country. They take care of us, and it is our duty to take care of them, especially after they leave the military. Over the summer, I spoke to veterans in my district in New Jersey about the inadequacies they see in VA services for this generation of returning service members. I heard from female service members about the need for better counseling services for victims of military sexual trauma, or MST. Several of the female veterans at a roundtable I held this summer remarked on the fact that their voices were not heard in either the planning of services or implementation of services, that many of their fellow veterans did not make important appointments due to lack of access to child care. Certainly, as a mother, I would not feel comfortable attending counseling and relating a story of sexual assault to a counselor in front of my children. This amendment is just one step in what must be an ongoing effort in this Congress to address military sexual assault trauma. The Department of Defense estimates that in 2016, 14,900 active duty service members, men and women, experienced a sexual assault. While this number is much lower than the 34,000 active duty service members who are believed to have experienced a sexual assault in 2006, the Armed Services still has a long way to go to address military sexual assault in the ranks. The female veterans in my community have remarked that because of the trauma of military sexual trauma, women often do not report it, and therefore the number of veterans who have been sexually assaulted is woefully underreported. These are the invisible wounds of war, invisible trauma that we cannot see as our service members return home. I'm particularly concerned that victims of sexual trauma, which is prevalent in military and civilian populations, are not getting the services that they need. This amendment will ensure survivors are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve when trying to access care at the VA, without worrying about the cost or availability of child care. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank some of the veteran service groups in our district, like Welcome Home Vets and SOS stakeholders, who support our veterans, give feedback to the VA on the needs of our service members, and work tirelessly to connect service providers with veterans. I want to also thank Congresswoman Custer and Congresswoman Moore for co-sponsoring this amendment and their tireless advocacy for our veterans. And I reserve the balance of my time.